Hello, and welcome to another edition of the Hitting the Hardwood podcast, your home for all the latest Minnesota Lynx and WNBA news, analysis, and coverage. Thank you for tuning into another episode. I'm your host, Mitchell Hansen. And wow, that was one heck of a first round series, specifically between the Minnesota Lynx and the Golden State Valkyries. It's been a heck of a postseason so far. As I'm recording this, it is the day before basically the day before the rest of the game threes take place in the opening round of the postseason. We have two games on Thursday night and one more game on Friday night. But the Minnesota Lynx and the Golden State Valkyries, they didn't need three games. Minnesota closed it out in two games, and man, what a game two that was! Minnesota just found a way to win. They clawed their way back. The Lynx just didn't give up. And they erased a 17-point deficit, a 14-point deficit entering the fourth quarter, to come back and beat the Golden State Valkyries. And it was just a gritty win, kind of a composure testing win. And Minnesota, I haven't seen a game like that in a while. And it's a game that we're going to be talking about for a while here moving forward and for years to come. But that was one heck of a game. I am riding about 3.5 hours of sleep as we record this podcast, but it's all worth it because it's postseason basketball, best time of the year, my favorite time of the year, and it's all worth it when you're talking about playoff basketball. So before we jump into the podcast, I'm really excited about the guest that we have this week, and I think you will enjoy listening to her as well. But before we jump into that, I want to mention our Patreon page. If you could support our Patreon page at patreon.com/hitting the hardwood. We would greatly appreciate it. We're very appreciative and thankful for everybody that has joined, specifically over the last week, but all year long, and really since we started this thing at Hitting the Hardwood. Your support, which is a couple dollars a month, your support comes right back to Hitting the Hardwood, comes to myself, Andrew Dukowitz, Terry Horseman, and the work that we do here at Hitting the Hardwood with all of our podcasts and everything in between. So anything you can do to support it, please go check that out at patreon.com/hitting the hardwood. Now, with the guest that we have this week, I have had her on one other time. I believe it's been just once, but she is one of my favorite people inside of the Lynx organization. She usually is traveling with the team, somebody you all know very well. That is President of Business Operations, Carley Knox. And I really appreciate Carley jumping on the podcast on such late notice because it was kind of out of the blue, but she was able to find some time in her schedule, which I know is very busy, especially when it comes to the postseason. And right now, with inside of that organization, I know things are a little hectic. So I appreciate Carley, taking some time aside to chat with me. And we chat really about everything that's taken place. We talk about that first round series, the game two between the Lynx and Valkyries. We talk about what's next for the Lynx here in the semifinals. And the rest of what they hope is the rest of the postseason that leads into the finals. But we talk about that, and we talk about the atmosphere at Target Center, Lynx fans, and a little bit of everything. So I hope you enjoy the podcast. Let's jump right into it with Carley Knox. Carley, how are you?
Wonderful. Like you said, a little tired,
Yeah.
but all good. What an exciting evening last night. And, we found a way. The Lynx always find a way. And so it was an incredible, gritty win, and just the heart the team showed, and so much fun. So we're all a little tired
Yeah.
this morning, but it's a good tired.
It's that's what I was just gonna say. It's a good tired, and we all might need a few extra coffees today. And at least we have a few days to rest now before the second round or the semifinal starts. But um,
Absolutely.
I wanted to, and since you mentioned it, I kind of I just want to talk about game two. We'll talk about the series in totality, but specifically game two. What were your thoughts on how things were looking, I guess, heading into the fourth, and then just kind of what transpired in the fourth in a remarkable comeback?
Yeah, I was stressed. I mean, Valkyries, had an incredible atmosphere in San
Mhm.
Jose. They had to shift their game to San Jose, but still packed house, incredible atmosphere. Their team, I mean, gave everything they possibly had to try to beat us to take it to a game three. And, for us to be down 14 points heading into the fourth is just unbelievable. For us to be able to come back and play with so much heart and just chip away one play at a time, one play at a time. And so I think like everybody, it was a combination of a little sick to my stomach, a little stressed, and I still have the same headache that I've had since last night. But we found a way, so it
Yeah.
is all
Yes,
good.
absolutely. And that's one thing that, I've said about this team too. It's just it seems like no matter what takes place, if they're up, I saw somebody last night on social media saying like it doesn't matter if this team's up 25 or they're down 25. They have the same exact mentality and they just keep
Yep.
chipping away.
Yeah.
And that
I
that's
think a
what the good
little,
teams have.
exactly. Yeah. I think, very cool, calm, collected, never panicked,
Hmm.
never, we're like, oh, this thing's over. Like we believed in ourselves the entire game and
Hmm.
we found a way to win it by one.
Yeah, I was texting a couple other media members, but during the game or whatever, and I was saying, "Oh, see you guys Friday night," like at the beginning of the fourth quarter, and then I was like, "Wait,
Mm.
not so fast. We're not done yet." But uh, I'm kind of happy that we do get a few days now to kind of recoup and get back into it in the semifinals. But um,
Well, the B-ball ops side, they still gotta prep for Sunday, but they get a
that's
little bit
true.
of time. But us biz folks are gonna be hard at work,
Oh
making sure
yeah,
the house is packed and rocking on Sunday.
yeah. Do you want to get your business in front of a passionate and dedicated fan base? Do you want to support the ever-growing landscape of women's sports? Hitting the Hardwood Network is here for you. We offer partnerships and sponsorships at various levels, including advertising on the Hitting the Hardwood and Lynx Happy Hour podcasts, the Hitting the Hardwood newsletter, Patreon page, website, social media, and much more. If you want to partner or sponsor Hitting the Hardwood, please reach out to us at hittingthehardwood@gmail.com and let's chat about how we can work together to support the ever-growing landscape of women's sports and help the game grow. I want to give a shout out to our current partners here at Hitting the Hardwood and those who help make Hitting the Hardwood happen. Thank you to Pence Homes, Fantasy Sports Evo, Homage, and Better Edge for your continued partnership and your continued support of Hitting the Hardwood and Links Happy Hour and your willingness to help make the game grow. Before we get into the semifinals and kind of talking about that, overall in the series, what are maybe some key takeaways from you in this series and what Minnesota was able to do because the both games were kind of similar where they were a little bit of a slower start, but they ended up bouncing back. They ended up coming back and taking care of business. Just overall, what were your thoughts on that first round series?
Just again, I always talk about the joyful basketball that this team
Yep.
plays and how proud I am of them. And, obviously I've been calling this our 2025 revenge tour and what a tour it's been. And for us to clinch first place with 5 games remaining, it's the age-old argument of, do you rest players,
Hmm.
find time to get them healthy? Does that mess with your momentum? And, so you always have that little question in the back of your mind, like, are we going to be all good in that first game? And that first quarter of the series, we came out a little bit slower, but then, I mean, boom, the second quarter hit, and it was like we were back to Lynx basketball, and it was
Hmm.
just beautiful basketball and so much fun to watch, and just moving the ball and rotating, and everybody was locked in with each other, and it was just beautiful team basketball. And I was like, okay, yeah,
Hmm.
that's Lynx basketball. Here we go. We've gotten back to that here, heading into playoffs, and that was really exciting to see for that game one, and then. I knew the Valkyries were going to give everything they possibly had to try to get a win and take it to a game three, and they did. Kudos to them and the incredible season they had. Making playoffs as an expansion franchise had never been done before. So kudos to them. They are incredibly talented. But we found a way and are so incredibly motivated. Have a lot of motivation based on kind of how the last year ended, and so just really excited for this group. And it was so fun to see them celebrate with each other last night
Hmm.
and just a little bit of a relief and pressure off their shoulders. Seeing them be able to just enjoy a moment with each other and have so much appreciation, for their heart, their passion, the love they have for each other. And so it was awesome to see us close that out, give them a few days to rest, and then we can really turn all of attention to whoever we play on Sunday, which we'll find out this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. Looking ahead to the semifinals, obviously getting the first two games at home is big. Potentially, if it does go to, 5 games, getting, three of the 5 games at home. Um, what advantage, regardless of who ends up being the matchup for the Lynx,
Yep.
what advantage does Target Center provide for
Ah,
the Lynx?
I adore our fans. We are so passionate, and it is, I mean, it's like we're all in this movement together, and
Hmm.
everybody's a part of it. It's not just our players and our coaches and our staff. Like it is the fans, and everybody loves each other so much. And the atmosphere was just absolutely electric during that first home game of round one, and it was really fun to see. And we were up from last year's round one, game one, which was really fun. So like single game tickets were up 25%. The total revenue in the game was at 46%. Like it's really funny. It's really fun to see the growth, of our franchise. And, it was, everyone was so excited. I talked to my counterpart from the Valkyrie who was in. She's like, your fans are so passionate. And also their thoughts on refereeing. And I was like, look, we do have a lot of thoughts, and a lot of reasons behind that.
Yeah.
And yes, they are incredibly passionate, but they have our backs. And I love the way that our fans have our backs and help lift us in tight games and fight for us and, challenge what they believe is unfair. Like, I mean, our fans, it's truly like this incredible army that, we're all heading in the same direction, and everybody is just so motivated for us to get to this promised land of winning a fifth championship.
Hmm. And it's not just at home either. I mean, you traveled
Yeah.
some of the road games too. I mean, it's there's Lynx fans everywhere, which
Yeah.
is awesome. They're beyond Minnesota, that's for sure, which is great.
Yeah, I had a number of pictures sent to me last night, but of the road trips that I've been on, I've been seeing pink wigs everywhere.
Yeah. Spread like wildfire.
That's so
Um,
true with the
but
stud buds.
kind of speaking on them a little bit, what has it been like for you to see the phenomenon that is the stud buds and just kind of the spotlight that it's providing not only on Courtney and Atisha, but just the team in general?
Yeah, I am so incredibly happy for them. And it couldn't happen to more kind, just like humble, fun. Like they truly are so much fun all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And so people, I think, got this insider look into who they are and the friendships they have around the league and the relationships they have with our own team and the way that like all of our players have come onto the podcast and engaged with them and supported them. And I mean, the first people to wear their gear was like Fee and Brunson and Cheryl, and like, I mean, they've given everybody stud buds, sweat outfits,
Have you
and
put on the chain yet? The stud buns chain? Have you sported
I
that Fee was
personally have
wearing?
not put one on, but I will say that Ali, my son, was rocking the pink wig when we did the pink out, which is
Yeah.
pretty awesome. But I'm just so incredibly happy for them, like in terms of representation, of being part of the LGBTQ plus community, being women of color, like, and seeing the way that people have just fallen in love with them and their personalities and their humor and their joy and zest for life. And just so happy for them to see the way that sponsors have supported them as well.
Hmm.
And like, I mean, from the fashion to music, I mean, T's an incredible rapper. The connections that we've made with, Bon Iver, with the partnership that we did with Justin,
Hmm.
and and the connection that he and T have now, and Courtney, and it's just so fun to see it like authentically and organically bloom. And then the way that our fans have embraced them. I mean, when we passed out the pink wigs for the giveaway for fan appreciation night, our fans got the assignment. They all came through. I mean, I swear to goodness, every one of those pink wigs were put on in our arena. It was awesome. And I had my counterparts across the league texting me being like, okay, this is legit very,
Yeah.
very cool.
Yeah.
So it just goes to show you like the way that our fans show up and support and love all of our players from Fee to our, players that come off the bench. I mean, like they truly adore every one of our players. And one of the most fun things I love is listening to the crowd, like when Ola comes in, or
Hmm.
Masha or Dejanay, or any of our players that are coming off the bench, listening to the way our crowd erupts. Like they get so excited if they score a basket. You think they just hit the winning shot to win a championship. The way our
Hmm.
crowd reacts, it's awesome. And then watching our starters cheer on our folks coming off the bench, it's so much fun. If you ever get a chance to watch
Hmm.
when they go in and watch our starters cheer for them, like that love is so genuine and so true. And hopefully will propel us to a fifth championship this
Hmm.
year.
And that's one thing with this team that is very, I mean, it was the same way with the team last year too. It's just evident that like from day one, they've clicked and they've connected. And that's a
Yeah.
testament to, Cheryl. It's a testament to the coaching staff. It's a testament to all the players and just the personalities on the team too, because, back in the dynasty era, I know Simone Augustus talked about it all the time, or even Lindsay Whalen, of how rare it is to have players buy in at the same time like that.
Yeah.
In their case, it was, a bunch of, five superstars that were buying in and playing unselfish basketball. But that's very similar to this team too. And they all just, from whether it's Fee or, Ola coming off the bench, like they want everybody to succeed, and they all carry that same mentality, and they're all just so unselfish, which
Yeah.
it's a testament to just a total team basketball,
Yep.
and who they are as people too, which is remarkable.
Yeah, I mean, that's Lynx culture, right? I
Hmm.
mean, like you said, they're all incredibly selfless and, they're not above individual accolades. They would give up any individual awards in a heartbeat just to win a championship. So they're all moving in the same direction and are so happy for each other when other folks get success on the team. And so I just love this group and they truly are so much fun to be around. Like on the
Hmm.
road trips that I've been on, like it truly is just emanating joy.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's great.
Yeah,
And they make it likable, or make it easy to like them from a fan's perspective. So that's
absolutely.
even better. When it comes to the semifinals, you don't have to get too deep into the weeds of things. But what are your thoughts been on the Phoenix New York matchup, and kind of what has taken place there so far, and in the potential matchup that the Lynx could face up against in the semifinals?
Yeah, obviously watched majority of both of those games.
Yeah.
I mean, what a series.
Yeah.
And definitely surprising,
Hmm.
some of the outcomes. So I mean, it's really anybody's game
It is.
tonight. And so I'm really, really excited to see who's gonna come out. But ultimately, like whoever we play, it doesn't matter. Like we're
Hmm.
gonna play Lynx basketball, we're gonna do our thing and keep driving towards the finals and just take it one game at a time, not get ahead of ourselves. And so that's the plan. And, like Cheryl said, we work so hard for winning home court advantage and, securing it 5 games left in the regular season. Like now all we got to do is win our home games,
Hmm.
just win our home games to win a championship. So one game at a time is the mentality right now. But I don't really care who wins.
Yeah.
Bring them on. We're ready.
Yeah. What are you, not to, this is kind of off topic, but speaking of the playoffs, because we were talking about, win your home games, best of five in this semifinal series. What are your thoughts on the expansion of the best of seven for the finals? Are you
Yeah.
are you a fan of that new
Absolutely,
format?
absolutely. I mean, it's what the NBA does. Like, why
Hmm.
wouldn't we do the same thing? That series was so intense with New York last year. So
Yes.
thinking about that series last year and going to 7 games like blows my mind. But it was absolutely incredible basketball. I mean, it was think about if that series had gone to 7 games. I
Hmm.
mean, it was unbelievable. And so, I'm excited for the expansion. For us to have a best of five for the semis for the first time. For us to have best of seven for the final. So excited to see more incredible basketball and, more games of the Minnesota Lynx. But I'm okay if we sweep. Like I'm
Hmm.
okay not being stressed and not having headaches. So, if we just go ahead and take care of business, the sooner the better for me.
Yeah, absolutely. As we're recording this on Thursday, I know tickets are going on sale for the semifinals, or
Yeah.
the home games at Target Center. What if you could have a message to Lynx fans about coming out and attending one of the games, all of the games, whatever it may be? What would you say to Lynx fans?
Yeah, I mean, come out, support this team. They are so amazing. They're so motivated. It's beautiful team basketball. It's so joyful. You will absolutely fall in love if you come. And really, this is what the team deserves. This team
Hmm.
deserves to be playing out in front of sellout crowds for the entire arena every single game. So, like the Valkyrie did, we need to be doing that and bringing in, 18, 19,000 people every single game. And so we have an opportunity now heading to the semifinals to do so. So I encourage everybody to come out and support. We know that we're either playing at 2 or 4 o'clock on Sunday, so we'll
Hmm.
find out after the games this evening. And then obviously we'll play on Tuesday as well. So let's pack the house. Let's get it rowdy in here. Let's bring that Lynx passion and energy and help lift this team to a fifth championship 1 game at a time.
Absolutely. Well, Carly, I appreciate you joining. Appreciate you talking about everything, and we're looking forward to the semifinals. And I'm sure I'll see you down at Target Center.
Absolutely. Go Lynx.
Thank you once again to Carly for joining the podcast this week. As I mentioned, she's always a blast to talk to. To get that insight from inside the organization is a lot of fun. And like I said, she has a front row seat, literally and figuratively, to everything that takes place with the Lynx, home and away. So I appreciate Carly, and everything that she does, specifically for us and helping promote, or joining us on the Hitting the Hardwood podcast, and everything that she does to support women's basketball, and also just giving her time to chat. That's very appreciative, and it goes a long way. So I definitely appreciate it, Carley, and we'll have to have Carley on again soon. Maybe we'll talk to her after a finals appearance. How about that? But I want to, before we wrap things up, I want to just touch on our partners and thank our partners, I should say, because without them, we could not do what we do here at Hitting the Hardwood. And we are thankful to have some incredible partners that have supported us not only this season, but all season long. And we could not do it without their support and their generosity in helping us in our attempt to grow the game, because that's ultimately what we're trying to do here is grow the game. If you or somebody wants to partner with us, if you want to host us for a live podcast recording or a watch party, or if you want to just partner with us, whether it's a month at a time or a year at a time, it doesn't matter. We have a bunch of different sponsorship levels on our partners page on the website that you can check out. And if there's not something there that you want to inquire about, send us an email, hittingthehardwood@gmail.com. Send Hitting the Hardwood a DM on social media. Send me a DM on social media. And we're happy to chat about some possibilities here. But with that said, I want to just list our partners here real quick. Pence Homes, obviously Nate Pence and the Pence Homes team. They are phenomenal. Not only Lynx supporters, but Hitting the Hardwood supporters. You need to go check out Pence Homes. If you're buying or selling a home, they should be your go-to place. So Pence Homes at pencehomes.com, or you can call 612-308-1122 and sit down with Nate and the team and see what you can do, whether you're buying or selling a home, as I mentioned. Fantasy Sports Evo. Fantasy Sports Evo is a new way to play fantasy sports where you're not betting on players, you're not picking players, you're picking teams. So it's a very unique way to play fantasy sports, but one that I greatly enjoy. And what's better is if you go to Fantasy Sports Evo and you enter the promo code LYNX, LYNX, you receive a 100% deposit match plus $10 in playable credits. So go support Fantasy Sports Evo. They've been great supporters of Hitting the Hardwood. Firehawk Construction and Remodeling, one of our newest partners here at Hitting the Hardwood this year. Isaac and his team are awesome at Firehawk Construction and Remodeling. They're here to help you with their building and remodeling needs, whatever you may need, whether it's a new deck or something else at your home. You need to be reaching out to Isaac and his team. They do have a new website now, which you can find on our partners page, or you can give Isaac a call at 763-710-5686. And then the last two are Better Edge and Homage. Better Edge is a Minneapolis-based betting company, or betting platform, I should say, who have been awesome supporters of Hitting the Hardwood. So you should go check out Better Edge at bettoredge.com. If you go to betteredge.com/links, use the promo code LYNX. It's the same promo code as Fantasy Sports Evo, LYNX, LYNX. You will receive a free $20 at Better Edge. So go support our friends over at Better Edge. Lastly, Homage. Homage is a lot of you are probably familiar with Homage. We do a lot of giving or giveaways with Homage. Their clothing items are phenomenal, and they do a lot of WNBA and Lynx gear. If you go to our website, there's two URLs or hyperlinks in there. For one is for Minnesota Lynx items, and another is for WNBA items. If you click on that and purchase anything, it doesn't cost you anything more, but a percentage of that comes back to support Hitting the Hardwood. So go check our friends out at Homage, HOMAGE.com. Now, with that said, we're looking ahead to the postseason, looking ahead to the playoffs. We're in the postseason, but we're looking ahead to the semifinals of the playoffs. See, I told you I'm not on a lot of sleep here. My brain isn't working quite right. But we're looking ahead to the semifinals, which is a best of 5 series. The finals will be a best of 7 series. But game one of the semifinals takes place on Sunday, and then game two is on Tuesday. Both of them are in Minneapolis, and then whoever Minnesota is playing, whether it's Phoenix, New York, it will shift for games 3 and 4 to that location, and then back to Minnesota for game 5 if there is a game 5. So with that said, we'll dive into more of the matchup once we find out who it is. But looking forward to the semifinals. It's been an absolutely thrilling postseason so far, and we're not even halfway through it. So enjoy the rest of the postseason. We'll be touching base with you again soon. There'll be plenty more to come at Hitting the Hardwood. All of my personal written content at Winsider and Canis Hoopus. And like I said, it's the best time of the year. So let's keep this rolling. Let's keep it going. Let's keep enjoying basketball. Hopefully the Lynx can make a deep run so we can keep covering it. And I hope you all enjoy the rest of the postseason until we talk next time. But I hope you enjoy the postseason of what takes place until then. And thank you for listening. We'll talk to you next time.